Hello and welcome to another Waldy's Waffle Farm update. This week we've been using our Simba Express behind the Case Puma various fields, so we'll look at that. We've also had a Vaderstad carrier on demonstration behind John Deere 350 horsepower John Deere, so we have a look at that as well. Also early on in the week, Philip Wright from Wright Resolutions came to have a look at our soil. Now Philip used to be a director at Simba, and he was also responsible for designing a lot of the current machinery such as this Express as well, and the free flow drill and things, and so we've remained in contact. And of course Philip's got his own business now looking at soil health, does a lot around the country, is very well known face now in looking at soil and cultivations, and I think a lot of manufacturers actually use him as well for designing things, because he's designed our low disturbance machine subsoil that we put oilseed rape in. So we'll look at some of the fields and the cultivations that we've done with this and other things, just to see if we're on the right track. And also I just wanted to thank everybody for your fantastic comments that we've had this week in support of what we've been doing with the direct drilling day and the way we're looking at soils and everything, and much appreciated. Thank you for that. Those of you all managed to get in touch and took the time to contact me this last week, so thank you very much for that. Anyway, we'll crack on now with this week's update, and without any more from me, here we go. Yes, and also I've got a lot of Horsch spares of varying descriptions here, all brand new, that we are going to be selling. So if you just keep watching, I'll do this at the start and go through quite a lot of the spares that we've got. So if you're interested, please get in touch in the comments below. So just mentioning these Horsch spares, we've got enormous amount here, a lot of points, various things, a lot of wearing parts, and tines here that I'm going to go through in a minute, and these are all brand new, they're all wearing parts. So if you are interested in them, please get in touch. I've acquired them from Simba when Simba actually finished, which was when was that, 2015, whenever it was. And so these ones are all available if anybody's interested. So please get in touch via the comments section under the video underneath here if you're interested. So I've got those are the Borgolt adapters that enable you to knock wearing parts and knock points on. We've got plenty of those. Got some of these A-shares as well that use for the Tirana, I think that's what they're for. And we've got they're 32 centimetre or 12 inch, those there, and they're knock-on actually, because they'll go on there. We've also got some of the Coulter adapter points that you can use, you see, for drills. We've got plenty of those as well, and also then obviously the seed pipes. We've then got here some A-share points, bolt-on. These are bolt-on ones here, but these ones also, we've got some of these already with the shank on and the seed tube as well there. And you can see up here, we've got a good lot of those all together there. So plenty of those there if anyone's interested in those. Some more here as well, and here's the knock-on points you can see. And we've also got some of these shanks there that I'll go through in a second for the drag. We've got some of the complete TerraGrip tops you can see there. They're complete with the springs and all that bracket as well that goes on the top in this box. You can see various things we've got here. We've got 3 of these TerraGrip springs that go on the top of the cultivators. And we've also got here that is a TerraGrip tine. Got some of those. Now these points, this is the twist points. We've got right hand and left hand. You can see these do vary, but we've got some of those as well if you're interested. Some of these actually will also fit other machines as well, not just Horsch machines. And we've also got some of the complete tyres to go on the drill with the that will go on with the rim as well. And these ones are, let me just have a look, I think some of these are solid. These ones are all really solid, so they're heavy because they're solid, so obviously you don't get punctured with these. So we've got what have we got, 1 2 3 4 of those if you're interested. And lastly, we've got some two drill auger fillers and a hopper. So you put these on the back of the drill, and this goes up into the hopper, and then this will fold down at the back of the drill for putting seed in to save you lifting bags up. And obviously that folds over and folds down. So we've got one of those that's complete, and then we've got part of an auger there as well with the motor at the top. We've also got a number of hydraulic rams, varying sizes, lengths. Small one there going right up to these bigger ones. Another small one there. Must be, I don't know what there was there, 10 or 15 in that box. There's probably 8 or 10 really big ones there, varying lengths, short and long ones. There's the Horsch part number, so genuine Horsch rams. There's odd ones being used, I think, but 95% of these are new. And we've got some more there as well. And I forgot to show you these tines as well. And that one as well. And again, these are multi-use, I think, can be used on different machines as well. So you'll recognise them if you have them on any of your machines. So yeah, there we go. Selection of what we've got of Horsch spares, wearing parts, all of them here new and unused. Got Philip Wright come to the farm today. Philip Wright from Wright Resolutions. He was a director at Simba years ago. I've known him a long while, and he's sort of really clued up and expert and does a lot of soil advising, machinery advising, direct drilling advising. So Ruben, Tom and myself are going to have a look around some of the fields and just see with Philip what we're doing with the cultivation strategy, whether we're right or wrong, and just how we go forward in the years to come, and looking at our soil, what they're like after this really dry summer that we've had.
What you've done by either of these two actions is, because those cracks were so big, you've started to partially close them, which is no bad thing.
Yeah.
That'll create you a bit of natural. And these are. Yeah, there's not a lot wrong with them. There's little structured columns, structured blocks. They're not smeared.
No. It just doesn't break the same.
That's that silt.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
Feel the silt. Mm. It's all moving down this.
Yeah, it's.
So to actually to the disc and then just done what we've done lightly, and then to drill this.
Yeah, there's no barriers in there.
No.
The crucial bit is to travel really lightly on here.
Yes.
Not put a problem into it.
Yeah.
But that's pulling apart nicely.
And a worm with a knot in it.
So what he's doing, because he breathes through his skin, the moisture in the skin absorbs the oxygen in the soil air, so that's where they breathe through. In this case, because it's been so dry, there's no moisture, so what they do is they try and conserve that by tightly knotting themselves up to conserve the moisture, reduce the evaporation basically.
Just spotted Nala has jumped over, and now she knows they're back in the back. She knows she shouldn't be here. Hello Nala, have you just been sat on the front seat? She's been with us all morning, but you can see from her nose, but just left her in because she's panting a bit and been a bit tired, so we've just left her in the truck. Now she thinks she should be in the front. We're just emptying the Bowser into this water tank. We filled the Bowser up at harvest to act as a bit of a fire engine in case we got the combine on fire. Ruben's just emptying it now. That's the level it's at. You just see it going up. You can just tell with the sound of the engine that it's just nearly empty. That's the main tank at the back. It's gone right to the top, the plunger, and then this is the front tank. Focus's mixer tank, 4,600 in there. You can just hear the engine kicking in. So here's all the valves under here, so it's coming out of there through the pipe here. tank. We've got 3-inch pipe work on here. Just makes it a bit quicker. That's the hose we had. We didn't need to use it, but we had it on standby. And these are all the valves to take the chemical from the front tank to the back, and you can mix it. You can tank wash it. We've got nozzles in the roof as well to wash it. And there's the engine as well. I'll just climb up, we'll just have a look up there and just see. Just come up the platform. This was an old milk tank, and Bailey's put it on a 16-ton trailer chassis for me. So this is a total separate compartment. So where my foot is there, from there to the front is a total separate compartment. It's 5,000 litres. I can do it. That needs repairing. There we are, you can see that's full of water in there. There's the float. There's the white float that's linked to the wire. You can see there. That goes all the way down to the back. So we're just going to get this emptied, maybe give it a quick wash and then get it taken up to the other farm, put under cover. We're not going to be needing this now for till after Christmas. Nice view from up here. So the other farm, from those of you remember have seen from my videos, it's at the top of the hill, up the top up there. This is the main A17 that you've seen. There's some haylage loaded that's damaged. It's got holes in it, so it's going to go for cattle food. Go to one of my friends at Lincoln, he'll put it in with his diet feed to mix it with maize and sugar beet pulp and things. And then there's the bricks for the house. And that's the sugar beet cleaner loader, which will soon be in use. Need to service that, need to get that ready. That will soon be in use by the end of the month or middle of October. Got another machine just come on demo. 9-metre Vaderstad carrier, so we're going to give that a go, because we're fairly sure now we're needing a small type disc machine. Got the sewage sludge spreaders back again. They only come and do sort of probably 200 acres at a time, because we have to incorporate it within 12 hours of spreading. And it's really dry, as I said the other day in the video, so really dry, so that helps a lot in spreading and giving a really fine spread. You can see down here, I'll just stop, you can see there what it's like. It's brilliant. We're using the loading shovel here, the contractors are. Sometimes we get a 360 excavator, but these are using a loading shovel. You can see how dry it is. The lumps still there are really dry. Really good stuff, this. Been using it about 20 years. Gives a lot of phosphate, nitrogen, sulphur, whole load of trace elements, and of course the important thing is organic matter. Looking at these spreaders, there's a big belt chain type thing in the bottom of the hopper. You can see here, that's continually running slowly, and that's what feeds the discs at the back. You can see there, that's what spreads it out. And then there's a door in there as well. There's the door. It's shut at the minute, obviously, and that opens, and as the spreader gets empty, the door opens more, and you can see it sticking out the top when we're spreading. There's the chain you can see there, but just seen on the outside dry from the floor, that feeds these spreaders at the back. We've got this carrier on some oat stubble, and we've got sewage sludge spread. You can see the black in it, and 9 metres wide, so we're getting a good area done. Initial impressions are it's not quite leaving it as level as I'd liked. I know we've had a bit of rain the last couple of days, but to my mind it's just not quite level enough, and it's just slabbing it a bit. Whether we're too deep, but we've got the volunteers here from the oats. When I say volunteers, I mean that's what shelled out the back of the combine and grown, so it's sort of grown voluntarily without us planting them. That's what volunteers mean. So when I mention volunteers, it could be oat volunteers. It's always volunteers from the previous crop. And when you harvest crops and combine things, you get the combine throws out the small grains, and it will throw out broken grains. And it's surprising how many of those grow. So all this greenery that you see growing that we've had, the Roundup, obviously it's being sprayed with glyphosate, this has. But generally you can just see there's a tinge of green when you look across the field. That might not all be good grain. A lot of that will be chippings and real small wasted grain that don't have any value as such. So that's what volunteers mean. I'll just get in front of it here because this is better for the light. Go at a little bit of an angle. We do this with everything. So we always got a slight angle to the tram lines, and then when we come to do it a second time, if we do, we'll go at this angle from where I am here, and at this sort of angle through there like that. And then when we come to drill it, we're drilling it back at this angle through both of them, and that way we keep all the fields level. We never ever do anything the same way, such as you might do in controlled traffic. We're always at one slight angle to the other. You just see the GPS twitching on the traction, correcting it, whether it needs setting up or not. But thank you to Double Days for the use of this tractor, and to Vaderstad and Double Days for this carrier, this Cultivate on demonstration. Much appreciated. These things don't just happen, and it's not at a cost, so thank you. This tractor is a 7R, 350 horsepower, 9-metre cultivator. It does need this. It needs that horsepower, so thank you to Double Days and Vaderstad. Amount of throw from the disc. Speed of it, 7 miles an hour. And there's we've got fuel. That's it. Oh, there, fuel. Yeah, litres per hectare. Down a tram line now, and the tractor is just struggling a bit. You can see the wheel slip there, 25% wheel slip, 22. Just plenty of load for the tractor. Tom's just washing it because it's got sewage sludge around it and it's covered in soil. Yeah, there's a lot of soil on it as well, looking at this. And it did arrive clean. Tom's still busy washing. The soil's gone absolutely everywhere on the machine. Onto the pack and he's washing. Looks like that's bent up. Don't know what's happened there. shows it's been a little bit sticky where we've been using it. Got this side to wash yet. I'm in one of our light sandland fields. Lovely long field, this 50 acres. You can see open spaces here, good long rounds, so it's really good for workload. But you can also see how what the soil type's like, because we're just starting to work it. Look at this, lovely, easy, loamy soil. We can do anything with this. You can nearly farm this without getting out of bed. But yeah, really easy on our light heathland. Probably it's got, I think, clay about 10%, 12% clay, that's all. And 55-60% sand and a little bit of silt. What we're doing here, this was oats this last year. If you remember from my videos a few months ago where we had sugar beet on, and then we soloed it and had the press on, and then we drilled it with the naked oats. This is one of those fields, and it's now coming winter wheat, so we're going to be planting the wheat in the next couple of weeks, probably before the end of September. But because our free flow drill, obviously there's a lot of tines in it, we know this, we know from experience that it will block in this situation. You can see the oat straw here, but the problem we've got is some of this oat straw you can see is quite long, so it will block the drill because there's so many working tines in it. So what we're doing, we're just going through with the Simba Express, the 5.5 metre Express, behind our Case Puma, 225 horsepower Case Puma. And this machine, I only bought it about 2 years ago. I think it's 2010, so it's a few years old, but really, really good condition. And I bought it from Ellis Machinery in Warwickshire, yeah, in really good condition. But we'll just have a look at the machine now working. But all we're doing it for really is to get the soil and the straw mixed up to enable the free flow drill to run. Now you might think, why are you doing this? Why wouldn't it be better to change the drill? Well, a lot of these direct drills now are huge money, and we know from our drilling trials that that we're getting better results from actually a little bit of a cultivation in front of our drill rather than direct drilling. So this is why we're doing this. So it's really to enable our free flow drill to run, mixing the soil and the straw up, which you can see from here, it's doing a really, really good job. Yes, we've got a little bit of green here that's mixed, but these green bits here, you can just see they're starting to go yellow now. What's happened is Ruben sprayed them. We sprayed this with glyphosate only about 3 days ago, so glyphosate hasn't started to work properly yet. Starting to go off, but we did 1.5 litre hectare of glyphosate with 1 litre a hectare of firebrand, which is a water conditioner which helps the glyphosate to work better. Anyway, I'll get out of the way, we'll follow the Express down the field and just see the sort of job it's doing. Simba equipment's really good, it's built very well over the years, and this, yeah, I'll say that I think the last machines they made was in 2015, somewhere there, and they were green because they were taken over by Great Plains, and Great Plains, an American company, didn't do Simba any favours, and they closed it because they didn't understand the European or the British market, and then they went green there. So this was one of the earlier machines before they changed to green. But looking at this, we've got 2 sets of discs here, and the front one is working obviously in the untouched soil. You can see these discs, you've got half the discs that go one way and half the discs go the other way on each axle, and so you'll see in a minute that the front discs are creating a bit of a hollow in the middle, and then the back discs are going into the middle. You can see they're going a different direction to fill the hollow in from the front, but I'll stop Tom at the end and I'll show you what I mean. But it's doing a really good job here, and you've got the 700mm DD roller there, and you can just see the soil there flowing into it. I don't know what speed Tom's doing here, probably about maybe 6-7 miles an hour, something like that, but doing a really, really good job. And yeah, obviously a cheap operation here, won't be using much fuel per hectare. We'll have a look in a minute at that. We'll go in the cab and see how much he's using. Looking at the screen here, looking at the fuel rate, we're using 5.5 litres per hectare, and we've got 6.5 hectares an hour. And there's the GPS. Tom's just going every other breed now, and with the GPS we can do that. And speed is 11.8 kilometres an hour. But looking at the machine from the cab, you can see this machine, it's got one disc on each leaf spring. You can just see the leaf spring and the disc going up and down and chattering about. And you can just see there that side, when I was on about a few minutes ago about the disc go different ways, that side's throwing the soil that outwards, whereas that side of the machine's throwing the soil outwards that way. So therefore there'll be in the middle of the machine, under there, the disc, there'll be a little bit of a hollow. So we need the back line of this, which is throwing the soil the other way, to actually fill that in. So at the back we get it level. Back there you can just see a light breed down the middle of the field. It's not doing a bad job. That's the gap I was meaning in the middle. You can see there we've got those discs are throwing the soil one way, these discs are throwing the soil the other, which means there's a gap in the middle. So there's like going to be a little furrow, a little hole in the middle, little indentation. And then you've got the back discs are actually angled the other way. Those discs under there are throwing the soil into the middle and filling the hole in. And then of course you've got your DD roller right at the back. Maybe it doesn't show it very well on the video here, but looking at it when your machine's working you can see what it does. So you've got these discs are throwing it out, and each of these you can see each disc on its own leaf spring. You can see here, and you can alter the angle of the disc here, so you can alter that, we turn that, and then you can just wind this handle and that will change. They're all connected, you can see, and that will change the angle of the disc. We put this little guide bar in here, linked here, so we know where they are. We did that with a little hacksaw to mark it, and we've done that. So you can alter the angle of them all through this, and alter the back angle as well the same way, which not on the other machines you can do that. They're all fixed. And then of course this ram, like I was just saying, you can change that as well with different shims and alter the depth here of the front disc compared to the back disc. So easy to set up. And then you've got shims in the drawbar as well here. You see we just take these shims out or put them in, depends on what depth we want on the drawbar, and that alters the depth of the front of the machine as well. So quite a lot of adjustment. This is the valve block we put in to link these rams in here. Put this valve block in here with the pressure gauge on, and the beauty of having Ian, who actually helped design a lot of these machines and operated them and set them up when Simbas were going. We've got the ideal person. It's great having Ian on board with all the Simba kit we've got to know how they were designed and set up, and all how these hydraulics were plumbed up. We've got little hydraulic, little oil leak there looking at that ram. So yeah, I think good machine. This 2008 I think it is. I don't know where the plate is for this. It's normally on this front headstock somewhere, the plate is. So maybe the other side. So useful machine, really good machine this. I'll see at the end, you just lift the hydraulics on that front ram. Tom's just cocks it back, tips it back onto the DD roller, and then drops that front ram into work, and that's it. There we go. You can just see the middle there. That's where your disc, the front axle's going one way and the back one's going another, but this is leaving it level here. That's really good. So this is the beauty of GPS. You might wonder why Tom has left breeds and goes every other breed across the field and comes back and fills it in. It's just that it's easier on the headlands to turn if you miss a bit. If you turn stunt and go back on the next breed, as we call it, then it's a lot tighter turn and just more difficult to do, and you can do more damage to the edges of the field. But here you can see it's filling in nicely, not missing anything, all on the edge of the field there, nothing missed. And also dual wheels. We have dual wheels on the tractor for ground compression and makes it better when the conditions aren't right. We have all 8 wheels are down to 8 psi, so really low, and it just gives us better flotation, it gives better grip of the machine as well, and that's why we have dual wheels all around. Of course, we've got them on the front as well rather than just the back, but a lot of people actually have wide tyres on instead of duals, but the wide tyres are only probably a bit wider than what the standard what normal standard tyres are. But the trouble with this is you need an escort on the road because it's 4.3 metres wide going up the road, and in the escort, but that's just a minor issue with the benefit we have in the fields with it. Anyway, Tom's now going around the outsides, and this is again beauty GPS. He's got all the maps in, so that's all parallel to the hedge, and he'll go around the outside here and finish off next to the outside, next to the hedge. The reason again for doing that is when you turn in the corners, you'll be able to get all the corners worked and there'll be nothing that's been run on, so it's just better doing it. So again, another benefit of the GPS. So that's it for another week. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please click like and subscribe and the bell icon so you're notified when I post any videos. If you'd like any of the Horsch spares or any more information about them, the wearing parts, please get in touch via the comment section below, or those of you who know me, get in touch on the mobile or text or email, and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, until next time, thank you for watching everyone. Cheerio.